took her own son and raised him under royal care. When the boy grew older, he was brought to Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted him as her son. She named him Moses, saying, "Because I drew him out of the water." Moses grew up as a prince in Pharaoh's palace. He received the best education in Egypt and lived in luxury and power. But deep in his heart, he knew he was not Egyptian. He was Hebrew. One day, he went out to see his Hebrew brothers laboring as slaves. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew man. Moses looked around and seeing no one watching, he killed the Egyptian and hid the body in the sand. The next day, he saw two Hebrews fighting and tried to stop them. "Why are you hitting your fellow Hebrew?" One of them replied, "Who made you ruler and judge over us? Are you going to kill me like you killed the Egyptian?" Moses was afraid. He realized the deed was known. And when Pharaoh heard about it, he tried to kill Moses. Moses fled Egypt and went to the land of Midian, a dry and distant place. There he sat by a well. The daughters of Jethro, the priest of Midian, came to draw water and feed their flocks. But some rough shepherds came and drove them away. Moses stood up, defended them, and watered their sheep.
Leave them alone!
When the women returned home earlier than usual, Jethro asked, "Why have you returned so quickly today?"
Leave
They
them
replied,
alone!
"An Egyptian rescued us from the shepherds and even drew water for us." Jethro said, "Where is he?
Leave them
Why
alone!
did you leave him? Invite him to eat with us." Moses stayed with them and later married Zipporah, one of Jethro's daughters. He became a shepherd in the wilderness, far from Egypt, far from oppression, far from his calling. But God had not forgotten Moses. One day, while tending the flock in the desert, Moses saw something astonishing. A bush was on fire, but it was not burning up. He approached to look more closely. Then a voice called to him from the bush, "Moses, Moses." He answered, "Here I am." God said, "Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." God revealed who he was. "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." Moses covered his face, afraid to look at God. The Lord said, "I have seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard their cry. I have come down to rescue them. Now go. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people out of Egypt." Moses hesitated. "Who am I to go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" God answered with power and tenderness, "I will be with you." Moses returned to Egypt with his brother Aaron. They went before Pharaoh and said, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Let my people go." But Pharaoh's heart was hardened. So God sent signs and wonders, the plagues. First, the waters of the Nile turned to blood. Then came frogs everywhere. Then gnats, flies, disease among the livestock, and painful boils. Next came hail mixed with fire. Then locusts that devoured everything. Darkness covered Egypt for 3 days. And finally the 10th plague, the death of all the firstborn in Egypt. But God gave instructions to the Hebrews. "Take a lamb without defect, kill it, and apply its blood on your doorposts." The angel of death passed through Egypt, and wherever there was blood, he did not enter. In the palace, Pharaoh's own son died. In anguish, Pharaoh finally gave in. "Go, leave my land, worship your God." The people left in haste. It was the beginning of their freedom. The Israelites left Egypt joyfully, led by God. By day, a pillar of cloud guided them. At night, a pillar of fire. But Pharaoh changed his mind and pursued them with chariots and soldiers. The Hebrews stood trapped, the sea before them, the army behind. They cried out in fear. Moses answered, "Do not be afraid. The Lord will fight for you." Then God said to Moses, "Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea." Moses obeyed. The sea parted. The waters stood like walls on either side. People crossed on dry ground. The Egyptians followed, but God confused their chariots. Moses stretched out his hand again. and the sea returned to its place. The Egyptian army was swallowed by the waters. The Israelites saw the salvation of the Lord and sang a song of victory. God led the people to the wilderness of Sinai. They camped at the foot of the mountain. The mountain trembled, thunder roared, lightning flashed, a thick cloud covered the top. The sound of a trumpet grew louder. God called Moses to the mountaintop. For 40 days and 40 nights, he remained in God's presence. Then God gave Moses the tablets, the 10 Commandments, written by the finger of God. I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make idols. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Honor your father and mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness. You shall not covet. This was the covenant between God and his people, a free nation guided by divine law, chosen to carry light to the world. If you enjoyed this amazing Bible story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss our next videos. Turn on the bell and share this message with someone who needs to hear it.